Examination of the oral cavity oropharynx with the tongue depressor. On, see the lips, angle of the mouth, and then tongue. Nalka bata bettu. Oka side right side anu, left side anu. Manchiga teru. No wasting, no restriction of movement. Nalka itta paiki lepu. Note that she floor of the mouth is normal, frenulum paiki lepu normal, and then the buccal mucosa, alveolus, the gums, teeth, all appear normal, and above also, and then the retromolar trigone behind the third molar on either side normal, and then see the buccal mucosa normal, the palate, soft and hard palate normal, on uvula is central normal, and then examination of the oropharynx. మంచిగా ఇప్పుడు నాలుక లోపల పెట్టుకొని నోట్ తెరవాలి. నాలుక లోపల పెట్టుకో రిలాక్స్గా ఉండు, దిగబట్టకు. You can see the postpharyngeal wall, you can see the tonsilary fossa, you can see the antrepillar, postepillar, all these are the parts of the oropharynx. So oral cavity, oropharynx. Now we have got the nasopharynx that you have already seen, the laryngopharynx. So laryngopharynx, how we do with the laryngeal mirror and a gas piece. So you have dipped in the hot water, cleaned it, tested, and then ఇది అద్దము లోపల పెట్టి చూస్తాం. అర్థమైందా? ఏం నొప్పి కాదు, ఏం కాదు. You keep like this, no? Like hold like a pen and then keep like this. Now the tongue should be out. నాకు బయట పెట్టు, ఏం కాదు, బయట పెట్టి ఇప్పుడు. Hold it like this. 2 fingers above and below. Index opening the upper lip. మంచిగా గాలి తీసుకోవాలా, ఏం కాదు, బిగపట్టద్దు, రిలాక్స్గా ఉండాలా, మంచిగా లూజ్ like a pen. Now this has to be kept below and behind the uvula and soft palate downwards. You will see the structures. What are they? As soon as you keep the base of the tongue, glossoepiglottic fold, then the aryepiglottic folds, the arytenoids, the epiglottis, okay, laryngeal surface, and then you will see the vocal cords, anterocommissure, posterior, and then you will see the false cord. In between the two is the ventricle. This is true, this is false. In between the two is ventricle. This is the anterocommissure. And then after the false cords, you will have fossa like this, pyriform fossa. So where is the arytenoid? It is here, aryepiglottic fold. So from arytenoid to epiglottis, from here to here, aryepiglottic fold. Okay. Behind this is pyriform fossa, lateral wall of the pharynx and the aryepiglottic fold, and then this side. And between the vocal cords, glottic chink. Through the glottic chink, tracheal ribs. Subglottis, cricoid cartilage, and then the tracheal ribs. So all these you have to see, and you have to draw the diagram. So how we will draw the diagram? I told, see the case sheet. It has got nose diagram, ear diagram, throat, indirect laryngoscopy. All these diagrams you have to practice, and the post-rhinoscopy diagram. Then you have examined the nose, sinuses, the ears, the facial nerve and all, and then the oral cavity, oropharynx, the laryngopharynx, the nasopharynx, the neck. See the neck, whether it is normal or not, whether the trachea is central or not, whether there is any swelling, any sinus, any fistula, any submental, any submandibular, any middle of the neck, whether this swelling in the middle of the neck or this side is moving on swallowing, thyroid, moving on swallowing and on projection of tongue, paraglossal cyst. bronchial cyst medial to the sternocleidomastoid. Like this, so many structures you can see. So depending on the presentation, depending on the symptoms, depending on the on-examination findings, you can diagnose the swelling, whether it is paraglossal cyst. It is there, Amma. Everything is there in the book. Paraglossal cyst, thyroid swelling, bronchial cyst, bronchial sinus, paraglossal fistula, lymph nodes, submental, submandibular, jugulodigastric, just below and behind the angle of the mandible, jugulodigastric. Upper cervical, mid cervical, lower cervical, pretracheal, posterior cervical, posterior triangle. So levels of lymph nodes, you have to palpate. Ask the patient to flex the neck of the patient, go behind, use the palm of the fingers. She should relax the neck. So by just flexing, she will relax. You palpate with the palm of the fingers. Any lymph nodes are there, jugulodigastric lymph nodes, and then the cervical group of lymph nodes. So this is the, and then examination of the larynx, neck. Mancha loose better, relaxed. You will see the mobility of the laryngeal cartilage, that is thyroid cartilage, over the prevertebral fascia. Hold it, side movement. Creaky sound will be felt. That is normal laryngeal crepitus. It is absent in post-cricoid cancer, the retropharyngeal abscess. Laryngeal crepitus, creaky sound, creaky, over the prevertebral fascia. So it will move freely. That creaky sound will feel or sometimes heard. It is more felt than heard. And then that is last in post-cricoid carcinoma, retropharyngeal abscess, and any abscess in the post-cricoid area. So in short, this is the examination of ear, nose, throat, head and neck with the instruments, the light, and then you should explain the patient everything. You should protect yourself with the mask, double mask, glove, and apron or COVID, your PP. And in addition to the instruments, what you have is cotton to clean the discharge of the nose and ear. This you can use for nose and ear. And when you prepare these, it should be like a flower, not like your Johnson's bud. Johnson's bud is not at all used. It should not be used, never used for any purpose. It should not be used. And everybody should tell people that that is harmful. It should be like this with flower-like, so that when you introduce into the external aortic canal, it will go without touching anywhere, and then it will absorb the pus even in the nose. So this will not cause any trauma. This will not cause any trauma. But that it will be like plastic ball which enters with causing trauma to the external aortic canal. Patient won't bear. It will not give any advantage is not there, disadvantages are many. If you introduce it forcibly, trauma to the external aortic canals, mucosa, skin, and then sudden tympanic membrane perforation. So you should never encourage, you should never use. And then gauze piece, as I said, for indirect laryngoscopic examination. And in the instruments, there are two forceps. One is small. This is oral dressing forceps. Oral means ear. So you see the tip, it is triangular like ear pinna. This is longer because the nasal cavity is longer than the external aortic canal. So it will be sharp like nose. So sharp like nose is nasal dressing forceps. Longer because the nasal cavity floor is longer. Small tip is like triangle like a pinna, roughly. So if one is kept, you should tell. If one is kept, you should tell what is what. Then you have the tuning fork, 512 heads to test the hearing ability of the patient. Rennie's test, Weber's test, absolute, bone conduction test, Swaba's test. These are the probes. Instead of stick, you can use this. This is better than the stick. So the same, like a flower, bind it. Not on the ring side. Ring side is to remove the wax. This side is to twine the cotton so that it is tightly fixed. It will not untwine and remain there. Stick, sometimes it will go inside and it will only the stick will come out or the probe will come out. So you should do it tightly and it should be like flower. And you may have a foreign body hook to remove the nose foreign body. You have to use the foreign body, nasal foreign body hook, go behind the foreign body, bring it out. But better not to use the ear probe, better to do syringing. Side and then pull, make it straight and then hit the posterior superior part, not directly over the pars tensa. That bone is there, so it will flush the loose wax. So you know, no? You know about the history taking, cash sheet writing, no? Subheadings, and then you know how to examine. No? So both batches from tomorrow you will be given first tonsillitis case, next